I've been wanting to talk to our next guest for the last several weeks. Okay, we are going to go to Junior Dos Santos in a matter of moments, but if you recall, JDS picked up a massive win over Ben Rothwell. He turned back the clock around a month ago in Zagreb, Croatia. He defeated Rothwell via unanimous decision and just looked spectacular. I would argue that that was the best Junior Dos Santos looked since maybe UFC 160 against Mark Hunt, maybe UFC 146. I mean, that was a tremendous performance in a very, very important spot for Junior Dos Santos. And let's not forget, this is a man who back at UFC 90 knocked out Fabricio Werdum, so he knows what Stipe Miocic experienced this past Saturday in Curitiba. He joins us right now via the magic of Skype. There he is, Cigano himself, Junior Dos Santos. Junior, how are you?
I'm good, Ariel, and you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great. Great to see you as always. I want to congratulate you first and foremost on the big win against Ben Rothwell. Do I see something on your shoulder over there? What is that? Yeah, you have. What is that?
Yeah.
Oh wow, there it is.
Yeah, I did a surgery on my right shoulder. You know, I was feeling that, so. Then I did some exams and was a problem there. Then we did a surgery. But thank you. That fight was good to be back. You know, to be back winning again. You know,
yes,
was really good.
And we're going to talk about the fight in a second. But let me just ask you: did you injure your shoulder in the fight against Ben, or was this a problem that you were having for a while?
No, it got very worse in the fight. I don't know why. Maybe, I didn't feel too much. But after the fight, I started feeling a lot of pain. And when we went to check it out, I have a partial torn on my biceps tendon.
Wow.
So then we need to do a surgery.
How long do you have to be in that sling for?
For wearing this thing for 6 months.
Whoa.
No, not for 6 months, for 6 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Then more 6 weeks to doing my physical therapy and everything to get back to the training.
In that fight, so I said after that fight that was the best you look since either your win over Mark Hunt or your win over Frank Mir at UFC 146. Like you just really, there's a phrase, turning back the clock, like you go back to your old self. That's what it looked like in that fight. Would you agree with me? Like when's the last time you felt that good and fought that well in your opinion?
I can't remember right now, but I agree with you because I was feeling very well, very good because I was maybe very worried about using my jiu-jitsu and my wrestling skills, and I forgot about a little bit of my boxing skills. What made myself champion one day, So in that fight, I bring it back, to the moment, and I use my boxing skills because I knew I couldn't collide against a guy that big, like Ben Rothwell. So that's why I think I did good, because I did what I used to do very well, what I love to do, using my boxing skills.
How early in the fight did you realize that you got him, that this was your night, that you were going to skunk him 5 rounds to none? Like, did you notice in the first round that you're just the better fighter that day?
No. The whole time I was very, careful. At some points of the fight, I was thinking, man, now maybe I have to go a little harder now, try to knock him out or something like that. And I told this to my coach during in the corner, but he told me, no, keep doing what you're doing because you're doing well. So I'm glad because I could keep myself in the same position, doing the same thing, not worrying about getting tired, not worrying about anything, just defending myself from the hard attacks from Big Ben, and moving a lot, throwing my hard shots, and make sure that I could win the fight very well.
Wow, what a performance it was. And in particular, the body shots. The body shots were just amazing. I mean, it really was an unbelievable performance. I don't know if you heard, last week on this show, Ben Rothwell was on the show. He wasn't too impressed with your performance. He did not give you a lot of credit. And he also, to be honest, insinuated that some foul things were going on. Did you hear these comments? And if so, what do you make of them?
Yeah, I heard a little bit of this, but I think Ben Rothwell is a really good fighter. He's dangerous, but he didn't find himself in the fight. I was maybe too fast for him. At that point. But yeah, I think he's a good fighter, and he's gonna come back like stronger. And I heard that he said it wasn't a good decision to accept the fight, well, I think it's very, very hard to say, but if you're winning, you have to fight with anyone. If you want to be the champion, you can't pick opponents, So if he would like to be the champion, he at some point he should fight against me or other guys. So it's part of the thing, to be champion.
Right. So you're not bothered by anything that he said. You don't take it personally.
No, of course not. Actually, it was good to know about him a little bit more there at the fight. I was studying about him, and also we have to do all the media things, and I knew I like, how can I say that? I got a little closer to him, and it was good. He's a really nice guy.
Yes, it's good to keep your enemies close. I've been told that.
Yeah, I heard like there's a phrase that say, keep your friends close, but your enemies even closer.
There you go. Did you watch UFC 198?
Yes, I did. I was actually commentating here at the TV. Brazil. I'm doing some things here too.
I like it. You're the best. Were you in Curitiba or were you in Rio or Sao Paulo?
São Paulo.
Okay.
São Paulo, right?
So you didn't go to the event, but you were watching it on TV, I guess, doing the TV stuff.
Yeah. We had some TVs as always. When it happens in United States and all the other places, we have TVs in front of us, and then we do the thing.
So you have a win over Werdum and Miocic. Right?
Yes.
What did you make of that fight? You know those guys very well. Were you surprised that Werdum fought that way, that he would run after him? What did you think? Because I thought he just looked off. It didn't look like the Werdum who, the last few fights against Cain Velasquez, it looked like a different man, right?
No way.
No.
He looked the same.
He looked the same?
He looked the same.
Really?
He's not a striker, Ariel. He's not a striker. He can't strike with a specialist as Miocic, And man, if you try to remember, he was getting beat against Mark Hunt very bad. He lost the first round and he was losing the second round.
Yeah.
Then he threw a very hard knee and he won the fight, but he was losing. Against Velasquez, he did pretty well. He did way better.
Travis Brown.
He got better with his stand-up skills, but it's not the same. When you fight with a specialist. A strike specialist like as Miocic, in my mind, he should try to take him down and use his jiu-jitsu. But he was accepting the fight, and when he was, when he got knocked out, he was walking forward like with no defense. Something very strange.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Against Travis Brown, too, on the feet, he was very calm. He was picking him apart, right? His striking has gotten better since when you fought him at UFC 90. He's gotten a lot better since teaming up with Cordero. But I just felt like he was impatient. Running like that against a guy like Miocic doesn't make any sense. It's not the patience right?
Yeah, for sure. And he was, he got, shot at the first with the same thing. He got shot once before he got knocked out. He got shot once with a straight right with that Miocic threw against him, and he kept going, like he kept walking towards Miocic without thinking about it, he was doing something dangerous. And yeah, that's very strange. But as I used to say, as a striker, he's a good jiu-jitsu guy.
Right. Why do you think no one... Did you know that in the history of the UFC heavyweight division, no one has defended the title twice in a row, more than twice in a row? No one's gone 3 times, including you. Why is that? Why is it so hard to defend the title more than twice?
Man, this is a very dangerous division. Even when you have favorites, it doesn't mean that guy is gonna win. As soon as you get punched, things change. So it's a very hard division, and but in my mind, I gave all the advantage for Miocic before of the fight, and I was waiting Werdum to come with a different strategy, trying to take him down, to get closer, not allowed Miocic to move and using his boxing skills, but it didn't happen.
Do you think the moment got to Werdum fighting in front of 45,000 Brazilians, the soccer stadium, like he tried to do something spectacular and not fight the right fight?
I don't think so. Maybe he was. He was at his walkout to the octagon. He was looking, very happy and relaxed. So the way I see it, Miocic was just better than him.
What do you think of that Werdum face that he always does? Do you like it?
I prefer not commenting about it. I'm not
were you happy with this result? Well, it's funny.
Huh?
It's funny. You like the face? Were you happy with this result? Is this good for Junior Dos Santos that Miocic is the champion now?
And I don't think so. It would be the same, even if Werdum could win the fight, I think it would be the same for me.
Okay.
But because, for me it's the same. I just think it was good that Miocic won because he deserved it. As Ben Rothwell, he's a nice guy.
Oh, wow. As nice as Ben or nicer?
Yeah, I think the same. I don't know them very well,
okay.
But the little things that I know about them, I think they are nice.
So now it seems like they're going to do Overeem Miocic next. Are you okay with that? Do you think that that's the right move?
I think that could be good. I think it could be a good fight. But if it happens, I'm gonna give the advantage to Miocic again.
Really?
Overeem. Yeah, Overeem. I don't think Overeem is got what it takes to beat Miocic. Miocic is really hard. Do you remember my fight against him?
Against who? Miocic?
Yeah, against Miocic.
Of course. Great fight.
Was one of the toughest fight I've ever had. He hits very hard.
Right.
He got pretty heavy hands. So I think when I watch Miocic fighting, and Overeem fighting, I think Miocic is way better than him.
But what about, did you see Overeem against Arlovski? He's jumping around, karate kicking. He looks like a completely different guy. You're not impressed? You don't think that he can beat Miocic?
I don't think so, but he did well. He did very well, against a very tough guy, Arlovski. And actually, Overeem is coming from good moment. He beat me. He beat Arlovski now, so he's doing very well. You know? But I don't think, like I said, I give the advantage to Miocic, but you never know. It's MMA,
Sure.
There's for sure Overeem have a lot of chances to be the next champion, but I think it's going to be hard for him.
Is that the loss that bothers you the most, the Overeem one, because you just don't like the guy?
Yeah, for sure.
It just
man. That no, actually, there was something. I have no words to explain because it's that was hard. That was hard for me. Not saying that he's not good. He doesn't deserve. he deserved the victory. You know, he won the fight. He was better than me. But man, you know, even watching this fight now against Arlovsky, you know, sometimes I say, you know, how I lost to that guy. But you know, I think it's part of the team. I'm not being disrespectful to him. You know, I think, you know, he's fighting for a long, long time. But man, would be great to have this rematch.
Okay, I'm Dana White. I say, Junior, I like you very much. I want to make you happy. I'm going to give you either a title shot next or a rematch against Overeem, not for the belt. Which do you want more?
The belt.
The belt
is always my goal,
okay.
My biggest goal. You know, I don't care about anything what's happening, about all the guys. You know, I sometimes I try to be a little bit more, you know, aggressive with my words, but I don't know how to do that, you know. My main objective in UFC is to become the champion again. I know that I can do that, and I will do that. So if Dana White wants to give me a gift, give me the title shot.
Okay, so what do you think is going to happen to you next? Like, what's the perfect scenario? I know you just came off of this surgery, but when would you like to return, and in a perfect scenario, against who?
Well, right now I'm not sure about it. You know, I don't know what's going to happen with the division. We are talking about Overeem and Miocic for the title shot, but we have to remember that Velasquez is fighting now against Travis Browning at the UFC 200, and you know, if Velasquez wins, you know, maybe UFC can give him the shot too. You know, we never know.
Right.
But yeah, let's see. I'm not sure about who's going to be my next opponent, and I really don't care about it. Any one of them is going to be okay for me. You know, I think at the end of July I'm gonna be able to be training again.
Okay.
So I need 2 or 3 months to get prepared for a fight. I was thinking about, you know, with myself, thinking about fighting on New York.
Oh yeah.
Right
here. 8 blocks
right.
8 blocks away.
Yeah,
I'm in New York, at Madison Square Garden, 8 blocks away, the world's most famous arena. November 12th, 2016, UFC 205. That's when you want to fight.
Would be amazing for me to participate. And it's exactly the time that I need to be 100% again.
And by the way, I don't know if you recognize this, but if my memory serves me correct, November 12th, 2011, Junior Dos Santos became the UFC heavyweight champion on Fox, UFC on Fox 1. 5 years later, you fight in New York. Am I right? Am I right with the date?
Yeah,
I remember that.
Man. You're right. You're good with that.
I can't remember anything else except for those things.
Yeah, it would be that was the first event for free TV, for network TV in the whole world.
I remember.
So amazing for me to be making history again, you know, participating of the first event there in New York.
Wow. I'm just so happy that you're happy again, because it felt like after the Overeem fight you were lost, you didn't know who to listen to, but you feel like you're back. Junior is back, right?
Yeah, Junior's back. Because after the fight, you're right, after the fight of Overeem, you know, I was the whole time thinking about that.
Yeah.
That was bothering me a lot, man, because I didn't fought my best, you know. I wasn't, too much things happening, and I wasn't feeling very well. I was prepared for the fight. I'm not saying I wasn't prepared. I was prepared. But, you know, things were different. You know, I just moved to ATT at that time. So everything was new, you know. But now I'm back.
You're back. What a great thing. Beautiful smile. Junior, it always is a pleasure to talk to you. Good luck with the rehab. I'm happy to hear that everything's okay now after the surgery. Congratulations again on the big win over Ben Rothwell, and keep us posted. I'll try to make it happen for you. You know, I have a lot of power here in New York with the politicians and everything. So
Great.
November 12th, I'll tell them what this date means to you, and they can get you on the card at MSG.
That would be great. Help me so.
Okay. Thank you, Junior.
Thank you very much, Ariel.
I appreciate it very much. Obrigado, my friend. There he is, Junior Dos Santos, the former UFC heavyweight champion. How about that? What a story that would be, right? Amazing. 5 years after he became the champion live and free on Fox, he gets to fight at MSG.